Good morning, you lovely people, and welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's myself, JP, and joining me in this fine, ugly, wet, disastrous morning of a day so far, and that's just before we came on here, boys, isn't it? It's my good man, Ryan Clifford, and Mr. Alan Stirling. How are we, boys?
All good, all good. Like you say, it's ugly. I think we're talking about me there, mate, but I'm talking about the weather, so I'll take that. Aye, I'm all good, mate. Bit an early rise this morning, but looking forward to it, mate. We can always chat Celtic any time of the day, mate, so hope you're well as well, and Big Alan as well, and hope you're all good.
I'm good, mate. Alan, yourself, mate?
Aye, very well. Thoroughly enjoyed our productive chat the other night. Obviously, we had a few kind of suspect comments from our rival fans, but I'm sure they'll be sitting down watching Sonic the Hedgehog this morning, drinking their WD-40. So we shouldn't see any comments from our rivals this morning. I'm sure they had their last, but hopefully we have the final laugh. So that's what we're going to talk about this morning, how we're going to turn this around and get our season right back on track and get what's rightfully ours in the other two trophies.
Well, I think that's, you've summed it up perfectly there. I think as you talk about the other side of the water and their fans and stuff like that, they only come out at night time, I think, didn't they? So it's one of them ones. You never really see them cutting about during the day, unless they're going to try and...
What's that film called? The Night Museum or something, isn't it? They're stuck in there.
They all come out at night. So a wee magical tablet comes out to play.
Oh, they're stuck in Teletubby during the
day. and then it gets to after supper time. They pop a couple of these, and before you know it, they end up out in the streets and in the wilderness and running about mental and you name it. But,
talking to Donald Trump and getting our managers to make up on their Twitter accounts and etc.
Kidding on somebody else.
Always a good chuckle, isn't there? We can laugh at ourselves as well.
Was it good with us because the squad players that get franchises and Subway and stuff like that as well, Alan, you know what I mean?
But... I guarantee you, Peter Lawwell's definitely got a burner account, isn't he?
100%.
he's posting all sorts.
What do you think the name it is?
Tam Selleck.
What would you? Tam Selleck's actually one of the commenters on here now and again, so... if you're watching Tam, if you're watching Peter, Tam, no offence or anything, but...
the dizziness, the dizziness.
That be him. Turned his Wi-Fi off now so he can't see us.
£3 million for a player? No, you must be kidding me on.
Rattling like a bag of gingies on a way to Tesco for his next load of shopping. Celtic have just paid £3 million, so that wee woman that used to bring that programme. Going to help me, son, I can't lift that up myself. But, no, good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for everyone who's joined us this morning. Start off with a cut of comments. We've got You'll Never Walk Alone, Hail Hail 67, says Hail Hail. What a way to start us off. Morning, JP, Ryan and Alan. We are being spoiled. 2 pods in one day. Yeah, definitely. You're lucky. We've got our hard work to do. But you're the lucky ones that just get to sit back and enjoy them. Lisa Duffin. Oh, good. It gives me something to listen to while I'm painting. I hope you don't fall off a ladder or anything, Lisa, with some of your patter, by the way. It's no meant. So I do apologise in advance because if it forces you off a ladder, and I'm not talking about how funny we are either. So I hope all good. John Mullany, quite a snazzy wee soundtrack, lads. Oh, and good morning.
I've got a word to have for you, mate. I've got a serious word to have for you, honey. I've not even got Facebook, and I've seen this part of your plastic codes.
That's for another day. That's for another day. Hail, hail, gentlemen. Hail, hail, pal. Hope you're well. And Plunge McNugget, this is a surprise. Well, it's not, Plunge. If you tuned into the community section of the YouTube channel last night, you would have seen an update about this morning. So you wouldn't have been surprised. But
He's too busy eating his cold beans, JP. That's why he forgot.
sitting in the cupboard, flicking them at Hugh Keevins.
Flicking his bean.
Flicking his bean. Oh, superb, man. Aye. It's one of them ones. Is that milk past your eyes? No, it's only up to my waist, pal. But John Clifford joining us. Morning, Trips. Morning, John. Hope you're well, mate. Hope we can get you a bit more excited in terms of coming up for the weekend. I'll do my best. Well, you can tune in tonight at 10:30 to Ryan's show tonight, and maybe that'll get you excited. I don't know. Lee Dungable. Morning, boys. Morning, Lee. Hope you're all well. Right, lads. Now, the heading does say, will Brendan swallow his pride a bit and will he change Welsh and Scales? I think I'll start off with yourself, Alan. I think after Saturday's performance, mate, and I don't want to be too heavy on the two boys, right, because I think Scales especially has done very, very well this season and parts of the season for us. And obviously Stephen Welsh has been really unfortunate with injuries and stuff, but I'm afraid, mate, when we are in the midst of a title fight, I think we need to be better. And that is certainly a department that I think personally, mate, that we need to speed things up in, because the ball just isn't moving quick enough. And I think, to be honest, I think it's time now to make a change to try and implement a bit of, an injection into this side and hopefully give us, something to work with moving forward. Otherwise, very quickly, the season's probably just going to peter out.
Aye. Do I think we should make the change? Completely 100%. Do I think it will happen? Very doubtful. Unless Carter Vickers is back fit and able for selection at the weekend, I see the same two starting. As you said, JP, it's no a slight on Will Scales or Stephen Welsh. They've done incredibly well considering where they've came from. Stephen Welsh kind of through the youth system, and then Shamrock Rovers, Will Scales came from a few years ago. So considering the level that they've came from, they've done incredibly well. But I would see them as kind of squad players, in my personal opinion. Obviously, Narowski's not done himself great favours with the Aberdeen performance, but you see kind of bits of his game that suits the way we kind of played the last couple of years. We kind of breaking the lines, coming forward with the ball. And to be fair, after the last kind of couple of performances, I don't think any of the guys that would come in are going to do kind of worse than what we're seeing at present. I know I completely agree with Patrick there. I wouldn't be rushing him back because it seems to be he's had a few injuries in a row now. But we can only kind of trust, it's hard to know to trust Brendan, but we can only trust Brendan and the kind of fitness team and to know where Carter Vickers is and to see if he will play. But I would like to see kind of Narowski in, but I don't really think it'll happen. I think he'll probably stay with the two. But even like Belka and Narowski, when we're paying that kind of money for players like that, they must have something about them. We've seen kind of mistakes for Belka, but you've seen slight positives as well compared to the two we've got at centre half at present. So I would like to see a change, because even at set pieces as well, we're looking very fragile at set pieces in the centre half positions.
Yeah, we are.
Anytime it's getting crossed into the box, you've heart in your mouth, ain't you? So there's definitely a change needed. But we just need to kind of wait and see and hope for the best, and hopefully this is the kick we needed to kickstart the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I think we can all agree, Ryan, that change is needed of some sort, mate. And I think that's mean, Brendan highlighted it when he was speaking to Neil Lennon and Jim Goodwin, and he says that area of the pitch is so important for him. He's talking about the obviously centre-back area. Because I think, ideally, Brendan wants players to be able to play fast football with their feet. But on Saturday, mate, I shaved before the game on Saturday, and watching they two passing the ball, I needed a shave when the game finished. That's how long it took. You know what I mean? And like, it's just so slow and pedestrian, and you know, it needs to speed up, and that's why I think we're all in agreement, mate, that we need to make changes.
There was a reason why Ange didn't play Stephen Welsh, and there was a reason why Ange sent Scales out to Aberdeen, because they're not good enough. So why did they all of a sudden be now centre-backs for Celtic? It's crazy, JP, and I said at the summer that I didn't understand the Liam Scales thing. He's done well, fair enough, he's playing well. It's hard to take him out of the team, but recently, if I would say the last 2 months, you've started to see really his purple patch is finished and the experiment's done. Like I say, I'm just a fan. I might have played football myself, but I'm not a professional football player. I'm never going to downgrade anybody that's come through Celtic and came for maybe Shamrock Rovers, who are maybe an average team in Ireland, and they've come up with one of the better teams in Ireland, but overall they're not the best of teams. To come to Celtic and the team he supports, fantastic. But that's not the standard bearer for Celtic Football Club. It's like Alan says, there's a reason why all the defenders in the world doesn't out and vote Nerowski and out and vote Lagerbielke. There's a reason why the recruitment team and the manager signed it off and thought, they're good.
Yeah.
I think Nerowski, again, he's still a young guy, but for all the clips, again, it's only YouTube clips, so I'll probably never judge a YouTube clip again, because some of the guys we have signed look amazing YouTube and they've claimed, and you're thinking, wow, you're nothing like the stats we've looked at and everything we've looked at. So Nerowski, again, he was at Liga Warsaw, had to finish second in the league before he came, which tells you they've done okay in the league, tells you that he must have done well defensively, because they've got to near the top of the table. So he must have had some sort of pedigree. He was talking about maybe getting called up for Poland very soon when he came to Celtic. So he's been in the Polish set-up. Poland, they know bad. Poland are a kind of muggy team. They're actually a decent international team at every level. So he's obviously has something. Lagerbielke, the Swedish Player of the Year in the league for the centre-back. So no, you can take away the standard of the Swedish league is good or no. You're still one Player of the Year league, so you must have something about you. And I'm sure Elfsberg finished first or second in that league, so they were top of the league. So he's obviously done okay as well. So, like I says, I've not seen anything of Lagerbielke and Nerowski. Apart from Nerowski, he had a wee moment with Aberdeen. I get that, right? But see if Palmer and Bernabei done well up the top, he wouldn't have had to deal with that. So he's been put under pressure to deal with that, and Liam Scales didn't even help him because he was away from him. The two centre-backs should be within a proximity together. It's the same as a striker. If you play with two up front, the two need to stay within, say, a 10-15 yard gap to chase guys down and playing channels. So right away, Scales just helped them. If Scales just need them, the Nerowski's knowing it on one by one. So
I can agree. If Carter Vickers is in Nerowski's position, that's not a goal. That's not a goal. I don't think.
But I've seen snippets in Nerowski that he's got something on him. Well, I know he's the best defensively. I don't know. But I've seen him, the way he takes the ball forward, he's the only defender taking away Vickers out of Welsh and Scales. He gets the ball forward, 2 or 3 touches, boom, it's away. And he's always passing it in front of the defender or front of the midfielder. Scales and Welsh are passing it back. So automatically your first protocol is, right, I need to pass it back because I'm uncomfortable here. And they're not good enough to take the ball quickly and turn and play it out wide. It's always back to Hart or back out to right back or left back. And I agree with you, boys. I think he's got to swallow his pride and just go, look, right, okay, I've paid these money for these guys. Now put them in, give them a chance. If they fail, then we can go, right, that's yours, out the team. And what we need to do, we'll figure it out. But we all know, if Carter Vickers is playing, for me, Nerowski's probably your second choice next to him. And I think we've seen it with Starfelt and Vickers. Two of them were solid. But as soon as you took Starfelt or Vickers out and you put somebody else in, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. Even when Starfelt was with Welsh or Starfelt was with somebody else, it wasn't the same with Kobayashi. So I get the fact we've had injuries and that's why they're playing. Especially Paul Welsh, because for some, I generally think Rodgers' studies are scales, I'm telling you, because whatever the guy does, he's always playing. He's making mistakes and he's slowing the. So we can see it for our eyes, JP, that he's slowing the ball. So how the hell can the manager not see that?
Do you know what's more scary? I don't know if you've seen the comments for Derek McInnes, right? He's obviously quite an astute. He's quite an astute coach, right? He's obviously all his teams are very well drilled. But he says that he was quite happy for certain players to have the ball.
And
so when you look back, you're looking back that for us bringing the ball forward, you're looking about the centre halves, or you're looking at Cal McGregor. Kilmarnock have basically marked Cal McGregor out the game. So we're relying on the two centre halves to bring the ball forward and break the lines, which Derek McInnes was obviously quite happy to let us do, because they're not doing that very well at present. So other managers are seeing it. Why is your manager not seeing that?
I just think, see, for us, JP, as well, I don't think, like I said it the other night as well, nobody fears Celtic Park anymore in Scotland.
No.
See, you've seen the Range and even Roger, even Mullany sometimes. See the season before the 10. If you look back at some of the clips, some of the football Mullany had us playing was very, very good, by the way. So we can all give him a bit of jip for losing the 10 or whatever. The season before that, some of the football, Edward and Griffiths, etc., some of the football we were playing, by the way, was really, really good. If you go and look back at some of the clips, some of the football was no similar to Ange, but it was attacking flair football. So whatever happened that season after that, we all know now, but we're just playing at JP. It's boring. It's like watching paint drying. I've never seen that about Celtic. I know the COVID season, but I came away for that game on Saturday. I was like, I can't believe what I've just watched. It was so, and a guy, I listened to Silver Scoble for about 10-15 minutes last night, and a guy says he was obviously in his seat, and a wee guy next to him, he says he was about 5 or 6. 5 or 6 year old, but you kind of know football, but you don't really, you know what I mean? You don't really know a lot, but you know, but you score goals, you sell it, scoring stuff, right? He says, we boy next to him, he's going, get the ball forward. He's 5 or 6 year old, he's telling players to get the ball forward. That tells you where we are, JP, and he's got to make the changes. Be that if it takes one out the team or it takes you two out the team, he's got to make changes.
Was that wee boy Gordon Strachan's grandson?
Well, he's then. He's probably in.
I remember these family at the club as well.
He's probably the cafe doing the rules.
That's what Strachan's doing when he retires, isn't it? He's got to take care of chaos.
It just seems an all, mate. I don't know if you feel, but I know Neil Lennon says he didn't do shape right, but see the team Neil Lennon had. He had Hooper, he had Ledley, he had Kayal, he had all the guys, and Scott Brown, guys like that, McGregor's, etc. No, McGregor in his second spell, but in his first spell with Kayal and Brown and Ledley and all the guys, Commons, Hooper, Stoke. They guys were football. They guys were, some of them were proper men. They didn't need to do shape. They knew what they were doing. Do you know what I mean? Some of the guys went and beat Barcelona, so to go and tell the guys to go and do shape, that's part. We'll just beat Barcelona. But you can see now, JP, I don't know what you feel, mate. I'll let you back in. The shape for me is just gone, and I've said to you for weeks about it. Look at this, look at that. We're under Ange, as soon as they lost the ball, boom, right back into 4-3-3. You seen it Saturday with a goal. Just look at the goal. I know it's a still 40, but look at the still 40, and it's got to change somehow. And I agree with you, Alan. If it's not going to change on Sunday, then like you say, when will it change? When are we going to sit and wait? Right, is it next week? And I do feel, JP, if we don't get a reaction Sunday, something's got to change.
Yeah, I mean, that's the overgrown fear, isn't it? We're all sitting here now thinking, is he going to change things? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? And then there's an element of fear that we're going to get into Sunday. The same thing's going to happen, and it's going to repeat itself, and we're going to drop more points. Obviously, we could go into Sunday already 5 points behind. So, so that there's a challenge there as well, being put in a gauntlet, being put down to the team. But not only that, Angie makes a good comment there. I've just had a flashback for seeing that comment. I think that Brendan Rodgers, I read to say Neil Lennon there, Ryan, because you were talking about him. I think Brendan Rodgers did say that Carter Vickers would be available for for this coming weekend. It wouldn't be Saturday there. It would be the Motherwell game. And I
Did
think
they
he
not
said
say
it's
that
either
it was
it's either the Dundee game or the game after that Alistair Johnson would then come back into the squad. So, you know, right away, I mean, that's two guys right away that make a massive difference to the squad, you know, and give us something different than what we've already got just now. I don't want to be disrespectful too much to Tony Ralston because I think he's got a lot of heart and desire and he's quite tough in his challenge. And I feel sorry for Tony being beside Stephen Welsh, who just wants to pass the ball back away. And then when he did play it to Anthony Ralston, he played it behind him and put him in trouble. If you remember the second half, they invited Kilmarnock up the pitch. And then a ball had to get played back to Joe Hart. Joe Hart then looks for another pass. But Joe Hart's been coached to do that. You know, it's an element of frustration for us watching it. But you've got to remember as well, these guys have been told to do that. These guys have been told to play out for the back and try and do it comfortably. What we've seen was a team playing under sheer anxiety, but the anxiety was also coming from the stands as well. You could feel it, lads. I was at Celtic Park on Saturday, and you could feel the anxiety. Yeah, I agree with that, John. I agree that he's not been at his very best, but a vital part of that was, I mean, he missed pre-season as well, so he was playing catch up all the time. You know, so he was a bit behind the team. Probably what's helped AJ in a way was, you know, the small mini pre-season they allegedly went through there in the summer. In the January break. I know people are going to probably say that's not done. You know, morning, John. How you doing, mate? That's probably not done any good, that mini pre-season, or what the hell's happened and stuff. I know all the kind of comments are probably in the ready, but the overall is, as much as you say he's been poor all season, John, he's one of those players though, mate, that'll put it all on the line. You look at the tackle that he's now injured because of. He put his head there, mate, knowing fine well he was going to get the chance of having contact being made. There's not a lot of players in the team we can look at now, John, and actually say, I put my hat on him to, you know, dig us through his trenches. And they looked lost on Saturday, lads. That was a full stadium. I witnessed almost a full stadium getting on their backs. And see, when that happened, Callum McGregor sliced a ball into the air near the end of the game. He takes a mad swipe and there's nobody near him. So there must be a growing anxiety amongst them as well. See, when things aren't maybe going as, you know, they've played for years and they've played under pressure and, you know, pressurised moments. But see when it becomes in an emotional sense in your mind, it must be very difficult, lads. So, again, I don't want to be too hasty in having a go at them because they are only human beings at the end of the day, as much as they do get paid handsomely for what they do. But what we're seeing isn't good enough in terms of a full team performance and stuff. And that's why we're looking now to come up with, you know, all these different post-mortems and, take him out of the team. And I think it's mental also, lads, that see when things like this happen, obviously I'll let you back in. I think it's mental, mate, to see when all this happens, everybody becomes a new Pep Guardiola, mate, and they all have all the answers and all the ideas about, no, I would do this, I would change this, I would change that, I would change that. I think the problem is the fans are now getting fed up with what they're watching, you know, in terms of that, because we know certain individuals in the team are better. When a team go through a bad patch like this, it's key that the supporters try and stay with them. And see on Saturday, Alan, I mean, I was in that stadium, mate. Ryan, you were there yourself. That didn't happen, mate. That wasn't happening. The fans weren't staying with them. The fans were probably the team's biggest enemy at the weekend. In terms of every pass that get made, if they gave the ball away, you would think that Celtic team, you know, had just been flung together at the weekend with the way they played. Some of the passing motions and, you know, they started playing like they didn't know each other. And there was nobody on the pitch. Even your big hitters like your Callum McGregors, your Matt O'Reilly's, none of them had the composure to get a foot on the ball and play. And that was worrying. That really was worrying, mate. So as much as we're saying, we would change this, we would change that, I think there's other things that need to change before you start changing individuals, because if you start changing individuals, is that going to dent mindsets and everything else? Because when you need to bring these other guys in, if there's injuries, etc., how are they going to react then? So I think you need a balance somewhere, mate. That's what I'm trying to say.
Aye, with the fans, I think it's all kind of human nature. We've supported the team kind of the whole season, but we're seeing the same script most of the weeks. So it's kind of hard to get behind them, because you're seeing as I said till Monday, I was watching that game and I was expecting Kilmarnock to score. So we are seeing that as fans unravel in front of our own eyes. So it's hard not to be frustrated with it. I get that we all want that kind of togetherness amongst the kind of club, the fans, the players, manager, etc. But I'm not even seeing togetherness within the players on the park. I'm not seeing that team ethic that you're seeing kind of when Palmer make mistakes, you're seeing the frustration on the players. You're seeing when Palmer went through and I think he had 2 or 3 players that he could have kind of crossed the ball back to, and it might have been a tap-in, and he goes for the shot. You've seen the frustration on the other players. So the kind of togetherness as a team is kind of lacking at present, where you've seen the last couple of years that there was a proper kind of team ethic, and they were all kind of putting themselves on the line for their teammates and the fans. You're not exactly seeing that at the minute, and that's probably what has to change that. We need a couple of leaders back, and obviously with Carter Vickers and Johnston coming back soon enough, that could be massive, because these guys have kind of been there and done it. They've been parts of the kind of treble winning sides, and they've got that experience that can bring other players on. But I'm not sure if Carter Vickers can be back. I think Brendan Rodgers' words were that he was back in training for Monday there. So I don't think he mentioned when he would be back. I think everybody's kind of assuming that it might be this weekend, but I don't know if he wants to risk him. But he definitely says about Alistair Johnston being back kind of the next. He gave a couple of dates for that. So they're 2 kind of massive players. Hatati's going to be a wee bit longer, but they're 2 massive players. Not even with kind of football ability, with the kind of experience they've got and what they can bring to the side with regards to kind of confidence, etc. So it's, when you're saying about what we can change, I don't know. Well, I know you're saying like everybody's Pep Guardiola, but I wouldn't put my neck on the line saying I think we should do this. We just need to do everything better. I don't think there's anything else that we could possibly change tactics wise. He's tried a couple of formations now.
And he's done it, Alan. He's done that, Alan, in the requests from the fans as well. The fans are asking for different information. So he's doing it. So
we need to get. We've said it 100 times, but we need to get a reaction at the players. We need to be asking more for the players. Obviously, you can criticise Brendan with some of the selections with regards to kind of centre halves. You can criticise him for substitution timing, the personnel in the substitutions, but at the end of the day, we need more for these players. I think that has to be all and end all. We need to be seeing more for these players that we're seeing at present. Because if we don't get a reaction at the weekend, we're starting to think, is this reaction ever going to come?
Yeah, no, I totally. And that again, mate, alludes to the anxiety that was in the stadium at the weekend. You can see that, there's not a lot of Celtic fans confident at the moment that this team can now go on and deliver this title. I'm not there yet. I'm not, because this isn't the first rodeo. I've not seen. This isn't the first time I've seen something similar to this. And we've managed to get through it. And what I've said to you lads as well, even off here, this is now a season where it's not about playing pretty anymore, guys. This is now a season about just getting this over the line, and then we can regroup again in the summer and do what needs to be done to take us forward. Whether that be changes all over the pitch or all over the backroom team, the hierarchy, you name it. We can worry about all that in the summer. I think now we need to concentrate on the football, and we need to take a game at a time and try and get the best out, as Alan says there, Ryan. Try and get the best out of these guys as we can. A wee comment for Monty there. I think he was, when I was speaking a moment ago about players getting the ball away and, getting really a hard time for it. Listen, giving the ball away is part of football. You're never ever going to complete every single pass you try and make. But that was what was astonishing at the weekend, in my opinion. Just no matter what it was, if a ball went out for a shy or somebody was getting the blame of it, it was as if it was you deliberately meant to do that there. And I just felt that, along with the growing anxiety, I just felt as if that wasn't helping the players on Saturday. That isn't going to help the players. And as fans, I know it's hard to watch this, and I'm on it because I go and I like all you guys, I pay my money, I go and watch the team. But it's hard to, witness, a team I know that can play a lot better do these simple mistakes, right? And I think we're all finding it tough in that aspect, mate, because we know these guys are better. So it's hard to see that from afar, because even McGregor slicing that ball, you're like, Callum, you play at a very good level, mate. You play at the top level internationally, and you're doing stuff like that. Like, that's how we're all kind of wondering what the hell's going on, because all of us can't put our finger on it, but we can try and speak about what we think needs to change in the team. But there's a glaring issue in that squad at the moment. Now, whether that be his lack of quality or lack of player belief now, or I don't know, but I know the injuries, a lot of comments are coming in about, Hatate and stuff like that as well. And prior to this, Hatate, Carter Vickers, Alistair Johnson's been in and out. You've had disruptions to Greg Taylor now. I think the only guy that's really been there the whole year's been Joe Hart, give or take, maybe 1 or 2 games after that. So I think the most important thing is we need to try and stay with the team and help them, because if we sing songs and they hear us and we're positive, that could maybe feed down into the team. But if we're doing what we've done on Saturday and we're just going to get on their backs, they're going to get to a point where there'll be an element of fear thrown in them. And as much as we've called these guys winners and winning mentality, see, when you've got a hostile crowd sitting in a 60-odd thousand capacity stadium, mate, and every time you touch the ball, they're at a point where they don't like you. Ryan, I don't care who you are, mate, that's going to affect you, regardless of what it is.
I think one of the first, again, I'm not going to sit and give any player jip about effort and set it right, but see, just for what I'm seeing from my eyes, the work ethic is nowhere near as it's been the last 2 years. This, the goal against Kilmarnock just shows you that the players on it is high intensity. Their nose, I don't want to say lacking desire and effort because that's disrespectful, but see when a ball's gone from one wing to the other wing or gone further park out wide, as a defender, you're all right back, Ralston, your first goal is go to the ball and shut the guy down. Why did he wait and go, right, where you want to go, pal, and I'll follow you? Either put him to wide or put him to inside. Obviously, if you're out wide, the best thing to do is take him back the way. So put your body position. I'm not a defender, and I fucking know this. If you're facing him, face him that way, so he's going that way. So you've got to lead him doing that way. Why are you just on his foul? Because all he's got to do is, right, okay, then I might pass it in the middle, I might go wide, or I might just bang it in the box. It's crazy. For me, the work ethic is totally changed in terms of the way that they're pressing, the way they're, again, the manager might be telling them what to do, right? But like I said the other day, right, we've all played football, doesn't matter whether you played it. See, when you're on the park, whatever the manager's told you, yes, you take on the instructions and you take on the tactics, but see if you see something in the game as a player and you want to decide to change it, you go and do it. If it means you need to go and press higher, if you need to make a deciding pass or you need to do a short corner, whatever it is you need to do in the park, you're the guy that's on the park, you're the guy that's getting paid the wages, you're the guy that's trying to win the game, the manager's outside the park, so he can't do it for you. So this is what I'm saying all about. Listen, I'm starting to see things now on the board and the recruitment team that I can maybe say now that I'm wanting change, right? But a guy, I was kind of up the stand and he was like, Rogers, you're this, and Lovell, you're this. And I look, mate, I says, I get your point, but is Rogers or Lovell marking the guy at the back post? Is Rogers or Lovell going to the guy at the right back. No, blame the players for that. No, the board. You can blame the board and recruitment team and Rodgers for certain things, but you can't blame anybody else apart from the players for no marking their men and no shutting guys down. That's in you as a player. That's not on the board or the recruitment team. That's in you as a player to go and do your job properly in the park. So it's simple things like that all doing well, JP. And I get what you're saying in terms of the fans moaning and stuff, and I get that. I was the same. I was moaning. I was going off my nut, right? But see, as a professional player at that level, right? One thing is your mental capacity. You need to try as much as you can and block that out. You're playing football. You need to try as much as you. It must be hard, but you need to block that out. You need to try your best, and that's why you're playing at that level. It's to because it's to block and just own the game. It must be hard, JP, but like you say, when you're paying £600, £700 a year, you're paying maybe £30 a game. The entertainment value is gone at Celtic now. It's gone, and I know football is all about winning games, but Celtic as a club and as players, it's always to entertain the fans. I've always said, right, as much as I want to win football games, JP, see if I go on a Saturday and we draw 2 each, but we've absolutely battered them. We've had fantastic football. Right, okay, we tried our best, but I got what I came. I seen my team play well, but I didn't see they win. Right, okay, you take that aspect out of it, but see when you're not even winning games, or you're not even playing well, you're thinking, what? For me, it's like I say, it all stems from training and it all stems from what's in the dressing room in terms of tactics or team tactics. It all stems from what happens on a Monday all the way to Saturday. It all leads up to what's happened during the week. You don't just turn up on Saturday and no play well. It all leads up for what you did during the week. And like I say, JP, as much as it might be harsh on the manager's always going to carry the can, be it players are not playing well or whatever. He's always going to be the mainstay. So yeah, like I say, in the summer, no matter what happens, are they win the league or no, some board members need to go, some recruitment staff need to go, and be all Barry, but the manager might need to be questioned because the season's been hopeless. So that you've got to think, will these players next year who might be here, your Hatatis, your Vickerses, I can't say O'Reilly, if he does, fantastic. McGregor, will these guys step up a game with the same manager?
Thing as well, Ryan, you've got a summer transfer window, mate, that you could actually sell Matt O'Reilly on, but we don't have a clue because I still feel the manager. I just think the manager has been sold a dream, and I think he's been sold. You're going to get these players. You're going to, because, like I said to you the other night, there's no smoke without fire. As much as the media can be right, so and so sometimes with rumours and headlines, right? They can be horrible people sometimes, right? Some of the rumours that were put out about players, there's no smoke. Agents might be putting things out. I get that, right? But we were linked with Fabian Vida, we were linked with Podence, we were linked with the Dutch centre back. We were linked with somebody else for good money. Xavier, Malumba, or whatever his name was.
That's 3 or 4 very good players we're linked with. They're not just linked for any reason, JP. There must have been some link. We were linked with the Brondby striker in the summer as well. So
Eric Dyer.
We were linked with him. Well, I know that happened. Well, I know that was the case, but he was linked. So that's 4 to 5 quality players that we come into this team and change the dynamics big time. So 1 or 2 of them must have been flutters about, because 5 players don't just get linked for no reason. So, well, I know he was promised this transfer fee, and he's no back. And ever since then, he's thought, right, I'll try my best. And I say, JP, I just thought at the weekend for his interviews, he just looked a guy that was at his end. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm trying this formation. I'm trying this for the players. I've publicly gave him a bit of jip to try and maybe help him if that helps him. I've maybe tried to talk to him. So I know this might sound daft and I'm criticising, right? I'm still confident about what's in that dressing room that he can change it around. But they need to do it Sunday, and I know we keep saying when it's going to start, but if we do not get a reaction about a football on Sunday, we might win the game. Fantastic. I'm brilliant. I'm happy. But see, if the performances don't change, then something has to change. I'm not saying sack the manager, but something's got to change. But if we do not win on Sunday, JP, and I can't believe I'm even saying this, if we do not win on Sunday, the manager's future is going to be questioned. You can't go for 11 points to 8 to whatever it is to -5. That's sackable. That's sackable form. So I still think the manager's a brilliant manager, JP, but for whatever reason, is it his message not getting across? Is it the players on the going to his tactics? I don't know what it is, JP. It's a massive collective, and it's got to change Sunday.
Yeah, and obviously talking about the changes, Alan, do you think the midfield will change any, mate? Because again, that's another department that we seem to lack a bit of impetus in at the weekend. I thought we were overrun on Saturday, Alan, in terms of it was only McGregor and O'Reilly. It was in the middle, and I did about 2 or 3, 2 at least controllers and 1 chasing. So they had the upper hand on us, and I think that's what helped to get them further up the pitch, especially in the second half when, when they were putting it on us and we were practically for the back, but we were doing it too slow and pedestrian. That's why we invited trouble. So, do you see midfield changing any?
Yeah, it's all dependent on if he changes the formation or not. If he's got to go with Kyogo and Dida, which I doubt now. I think he might go back to Kyogo. So I think your 2 certainties are always going to be Cal McGregor and Matt O'Reilly. No matter what kind of form they're in, I think we've not got the ability kind of on the bench to match these 2 guys. So they're always capable of kind of producing the performances that we've seen in the past, and we've seen it parts in this season as well. Obviously, you're looking at Bernardo coming back in, but could he possibly bring in Iwata and push Cal McGregor up one? Push Cal McGregor next to Matt O'Reilly? That would be an option as well. I would possibly look along the lines because you need a bit of sterling there, a bit of sturdiness, somebody to kind of break up the play day or the ugly work. And I think you see the advantage of Callum when he's kind of pushed up a bit further. You see that if we're struggling to make the kind of breakthrough passes, they through balls. I think Callum's, he's got that in his locker. He's a guy that could kind of bring that to the game. So I don't think there's much choice to be made in the midfield. I think it's dependent on the formation that he's going to play. But I think the wingers, that's a completely different equation. I think I've seriously the idea of who you play, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I was texting in the chat to you guys. I'm even contemplating the thought of is it we bringing James Forrest in for a bit of experience, and I didn't think I'd be saying that at much point this year. Nothing against James Forrest, had a tremendous, fantastic Celtic career, but obviously the stage of his career that he's at the minute, we'd be looking for better than James Forrest. So I'm kind of perplexed to who we would put into that wing position. I'd be thinking Maeda and somebody else, but it's not a clear-cut decision in my opinion. Don't know what you guys think.
No, I think there's an element of fear as well because we've seen so far all our wingers drop form. I mean, Abada's completely dropped his head and everything he's doing, so he's got other issues going on at the moment. But like say, we Maeda, I don't know what's going on, if he's playing out of position or he just can't seem to get going at all. He's been more effective going back away and helping us defend to chase people and put people under pressure. But out with that, he's not really contributing now in terms of goals and he'll probably go and score 2 on Sunday now and totally shut me right up. I hope he does, but usually when I say that about a Celtic player, he normally goes on and scores. I thought Yang was quite positive on Saturday when he came on. A bit criminal for that one. He never closes Greg Stewart down for the crossfield pass. Out with that. He was unlucky with that. I know Ryan was jogging after the boy intercepted the ball, but he was unlucky with that wee turn he'd done in the box. He really did nearly create something there. And I thought he was certainly more positive than Palmer. The lad Kuhn, I mean, he looks, as you've said it, big man as well, Alan, you've said it, I mean, he just looks like a rabbit in headlights just now. He looks as if but again, is that because he's only getting snippets? He's not really getting a chance to really come in and, strut his stuff and, show us what he's actually got, because surely it must have. I mean, he was Rapid Vienna's top man. I mean, they were gutted when they were losing him, and, so... why appoint Brendan Rodgers twice and then not to back him twice? That's a good question, Monty. It really is. But to be fair, I think certainly the first time, mate, he was more than backed. If you look at he was allowed to bring in Scott Sinclair and, Moussa Dembele came in and he brought some really guys in, but he also helped to develop a lot of our players as well. You seen like Stuart Armstrong, Tom Rogic. I thought Dedic Boyata was unbelievable under him as well, lads. Jozo Simunovic, who was nearly out the door, by the way, nearly signed for Torino, came back and made his Celtic career his own after that and was a mainstay in the team. He loaned out Chris Ayer to Kilmarnock, came back and made Chris Ayer a centre-back from being a central midfielder. So there was a lot of positives for Rodgers there in terms of the way he done things the first time. But I agree with you, Monty. I think he's came back this time, mate. I think he's been sold a pipe dream. And I think he's been sold and that's the thing, lads. You can't kid the fans on because we can all see it. We can see through it. We've been here before, but I know what you're saying, Ryan, in terms of after Motherwell, if we draw with Motherwell, drop points at Motherwell at all, lose even, there will be conversations about his job. I'm being honest with you, lads, and I need to be honest. I don't think this board will sack him. I don't think because they left Neil Lennon in a job for over 3 months, more than he should have went. And I'm saying that because Neil Lennon had to go for the benefit of the team, not because he was a bad manager. That was just a rotten season for us all. And every so often you seem to get seasons like this, And off the back of winning a treble last season, we were all on a high. And then we were all on a high a good part of this season because we were dominating. We've won the two. This is that and all, lads. I mean, we could potentially win the 4 derbies and probably still lose the league. If we keep dropping silly points out with the games in the derby. So, I mean, there is that sort of element as well. And that's the only game the Rangers manager lost since he's arrived. I think he's won every other one. So it's very frustrating. But I think overall, you talk about the midfield here. I really think that our midfield, I would like to see Awata coming back in because I think Awata's quite tough. I think Awata was just starting to get a run of games, lads, and then he got that injury against Feyenoord in the last game in the Champions League for us. And I would like to see Awata coming in, Ryan, to help the midfield, but he's probably going to. I think I've lost it. I'm getting in my old Ronnie after saying this, but I would take Matt O'Reilly out of the team and I would play Bernardo instead of him. I would take Matt O'Reilly out of the team and I would play Matt O'Reilly. I would play Paulo Bernardo beside him and I would allow with playing Timoki Awata, that would then allow Callum McGregor to go and link the play higher up. That might give us a small injection, especially through that sort of mid-six. I thought we were missing that again in Saturday. So, yeah, I really do. I think that's a change. I would go with. Not because Matt O'Reilly's a bad player, he became a bad player, just because of there's something lacking in there just now. And I think when Bernardo plays with Callum McGregor, he acts like a blocker, like similar to Big McTominay does in the Scotland team for McGregor, to allow McGregor to get on the ball more and start dictating the play. And Callum right now needs a hand. He needs a hand. And I just think Matt O'Reilly just now, right now in this moment in time, floats too much. And before you know it, there's a gap like that between the two of them. So whereas with Bernardo, he seems to have that understanding of the tactical nouns of where he is and what's his surroundings. And he always likes to put his body in. And so, yeah, I think I would take O'Reilly out of the team and I would put Bernardo in there. And the midfield for me would be Callum McGregor, Paulo Bernardo and Timoki Awata. My two wingers, for me, it's quite easy just now. I would go with Maeda back in the left, where I think he's more natural and cutting in. And I would probably play Yang to be able to take on and like cut across, because he likes to. The day that he scored at Celtic Park, if you remember, lads, it was a great. But he comes inside, and he played a nice reverse pass with his left as well. So we know he can pass the ball with his left, And that for me is the way I would set Celtic up on Sunday.
You've took my thinking out. What I was thinking about O'Reilly.
That's why I'm a gaffer, mate.
He's got to be reminded that just because you played well in the past and you're at Celtic and you can't keep playing no well, as much as I think he's a top player, right? I really do. But I think he deserves a wee shot just to remind him, listen, you're not in Spain yet, you're not in Croatia yet, wherever you're maybe going to go in the summer, you're not there yet, you're still here. You're still here. So, and the last few weeks he's been nowhere near. Listen, if I'm playing with Celtic, as much as I love Celtic, I'm a Celtic fan and I'm playing well, I'm winning trophies, I'm playing under odds, I'm playing with his fans, I get it, right? But see, when you're getting Diego Simeone on the blow to you, listen, come play with Morata, come play with Griezmann, come and play with Rodrigo De Paul, who's won the World Cup, come to Spain, nice weather, Champions League football still, potentially finishing the top 4, etc. Maybe trebling, quadrupling your wages. Your missus might be like, I back going to Sunderland. Of course it's going to play your nut. It's going to play your head. So, but this is when you need to remain professional and go, right, but I've still got a title to win here. January's done. You need to go and focus now. And I'm agreeing with you. He should have brought on a Wata at the weekend. I don't know why he put on Bernardo when you're trying to kind of keep the game tight. If you put a Wata there, I'm agreeing with you because it lets McGregor go and dictate the play. A Wata can just stay there, just go up and down, just defend, and then play the ball at McGregor, and he can go and dick play. But at the same time, if you did play O'Reilly...
Hold on a minute, we're a family show here, and you're saying go and dick play.
I say dictate play.
You didn't?
You
didn't?
No, you said dick.
You said dick play.
Rod dicks. I'm wrong.
Dick me dog.
But for me, there's got to be some sort of change. O'Reilly, the ankle drop him? No. Well, I don't want to say dropped. May have given somebody else a shot to come and change things. Does he deserve? Probably, in my opinion, on his form, yes. But do I think he'll do it? No, because sometimes these bigger players might step up and somebody might be that. So, but I do, the wingers for me, JP, I couldn't pick a winger the new mate. I just, whatever he plays. For me, I don't see Yang as much as I think he's got attributes. I've seen wee snippets from me this season. And for me, he's not up at the level of Celtic. The game against St Johnstone was horrendous. And then that at the weekend, when he just went, oh, no, son, you need to get back. You're at Celtic. You're not playing away in career here. You can't get a bobby like that. You need to chase back. So I think some of these players do not know what it means to beat Celtic or it means to be a club at Celtic. They need to be mentally better and stronger. They need to be a bit more physical and a bit more demanding on themselves. So, wingers, JP, I don't know who he plays. I really, as much as Palmer's frustrating me, he gives you a bit of creativity and a wee bit. So I think Palmer's got to play as much as I think he deserves to no play. He's probably the best of a bad bunch on form. So, and again, Maeda, technically, I don't think he's good enough compared to some of the guys we've had in the past. It's defending wise, it helps you. So I think as much as we're saying maybe change, you've got to keep the team in some capacity, because if you don't keep it, how are they going to eventually try and go forward? If you keep changing it, like I said the other day, make maybe 2 or 3 changes. But if you change your full team, it's like pre-season friendly. We've all played football, JP, pre-season game. The manager starts his first 11. They go and win 3-4-0. Half time, makes changes. They get beat or they go and concede a lot of goals. Yeah. And shapes it. So you've got to have a balance in what you do. But whatever we do on Sunday, Jake, I know we'll probably talk about it in the next few days, but whatever he's got to do, he's got to change it, and it's got to work. And I can't believe I'm even thinking about us losing the game and the manager potentially getting spoken about leaving. I can't believe I'm even saying that about Brendan Rodgers. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts that I'm even having that, because I was a massive Rodgers fan. Get him in. But obviously we're saying get him in because of what we've got financially and what he can maybe do with that money and help these
The
players.
The Hoffies are saying get him out, Sean.
Aye, get him out, Sean. But I'm not saying get him out, right? I'm not saying get him
Sign
out.
him
But
on me.
I'm not saying get him out.
Just keep the bag of cans.
Aye. I'm not saying get him out. I'm not saying that at all. But if we do not win on Sunday and we're 4 points or 5 points, there's got to be questions asked. That's just normal. And see if this was we were 2 points behind, right, and it was under the O'Neill era, where the two teams were quality. You had Ferguson in that team, you had Newman in that team, you had guys, even Rickson, I know he's passed away, God bless him. You had day guys in that team. We had Larson, Sutton with Mialby. The two teams where Scottish football was its pomp. I know we all understand they were paying money they shouldn't, but listen, the two teams on the park. See if you lost the league to that Rangers team, fair enough. But see when, in my opinion, we lose the league to that Rangers team, JP, it's unforgivable. Yeah. It's really, and I know people saying I know every divine right, but something's got to change, mate.
No, 100%, mate, definitely, and that's why we've been here today. We've been having a wee chat about what we think should change, and that's the thing, because we all want the same thing, lads, boys and girls, ladies and gents. We all want the same thing. We all want Celtic to win, and we want Celtic to start playing better. And the only way to do that, in my opinion, is for our manager to start making changes. Stop being so stubborn with certain individuals. You know, a guy we've not even spoke about today, a guy that was played a year in Sweden before we signed him, Gustav Lagerbielke.
Mm-hmm.
So, does he come into the equation? Certainly got to be an option. I read yesterday, lads, that Kobayashi has refused a move to Japan to stay and fight for his place.
He's still playing with chance, man.
I don't know if he was meaning to be the manager of Kwon's franchise. I'm not too sure of.
He's more chance of playing tag with the bosses and playing with Selecton again.
He was doing that last week. You know, see, that was part of his warm up for Don't
get me wrong, JP. I like that. The fact his attitude, he wants to stay fit. I get that. Right? His attitude must be spot on, but his ability wise, JP, he's not good enough. We've seen that he's not good enough.
100%. He's far too fragile and weak in tackles, and there was nobody near him in Japan. He fell and ruptured his tights and had to come off, and he's been out since. He's not kicked a ball since it. So, yeah. But as I say, we all want what's best for the team. We want to start playing well, and we want to start winning, and hopefully start putting pressure on the team on the other side of the city as well, and letting them see that, you know, we've not went away. You know, we went through a patch, yes, but we're not going away and we're not going anywhere. And still, we know this title's ours, and we want to do our best to keep a hold of it. But lads, honestly, great chat again. Just before we finish up, announcement for you. Just to let everybody know, and everybody that's new to the podcast, our podcast is sponsored by AB Entertainment. The AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It's a DJ and entertainment business, folks. And there's all your contact numbers that you can get Alec on. He's on Facebook and Instagram, as you can see. And the telephone number is linked to his WhatsApp as well. So if anybody's got any parties coming up, any functions, friends, family, work colleagues, anything at all, give the man a shout. And if you quote the podcast and that's where you've seen it, Big Bev can hopefully give you a wee discount. Ryan's just about to phone him, I know, because he's doing another double denim party, I know. So we're gonna get the wee man. It's not even Halloween, man, and the wee man's getting the gear on again. There we go.
I'm going to do a gym workout party.
Now that I would pay money to come and see, definitely. But remember, you can't go on the vending machine, mate. You need to just go on another machine. Go on the jogging machine or the cross trainer or the seated row. Oh, you'd like that, the seated row, big man.
What? Is it all there?
Definitely.
Swans.
Bingo wings.
Well, there you go. Is Alan going to the gym later?
Well, John, he was talking about eating chicken boys before this, so I doubt it.
Oh,
Brilliant.
When is Ryan's pod to item? Well, come on, don't leave the man in suspense. You need to let him know.
What?
I'm assuming that's alluding to your half-10 show.
Listen, I'll happily put out a half-10 podcast. No bother at all. That's
And guys and gals, before you go, Ryan has given me full authority to let you all know, if we manage to win this league, you're getting a month's worth of half-10 shows free of charge.
Ryan naked, balancing cornflakes on his feet.
Aye, whilst juggling Weetabix for his knees.
Where's stilettos?
Aye. The headline in the paper the following morning, Ryan's a serial
Jolly
killer.
boy John. There's a mad time. Does you
Does he
think
think it every time? Brilliant.
Yes, but thanks everybody that's joined us this morning. If everybody wants to know when we're back on, myself and Ryan are back on tonight with a very tasty podcast. We've got ex-Ryan Christie agent William Glavin is joining us, and Barry Bannon's joining us also tonight. And that podcast is going to be about data, about the contrast between different Celtic teams over the last couple of years. So obviously Brendan's first spell into Big Ange, now Brendan again. And we'll be going through a lot of slides for you and showing you data and information about certain players, certain passages of play, defending corners, attacking set pieces, everything. So stay tuned for that. Strap in for that one. And strap in for a half-time show and all. But from myself, JP, hail, guys.
Hail.
See, and we'll see you all tonight, folks. Bye-bye.
Well, all right, lads. Guten Tag.